What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Live podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. So today, I'm going to tell you why the only way you can get toned is to eat more food. It's very controversial. But most people think that eating less is the answer to getting that toned physique that they want. But that's why you have to eat more to get the results that you want. Most of the clients that I work with, most of the people that I do consultation calls with, they've been chronically undereating for decades. They try every fad diet under the sun. They undereat. They lose fat and muscle. Then they put back on the weight that they lost. And then the cycle continues forever. And to get toned, you need two things. You need to have muscle mass on your frame, and you need to lose body fat. And if you've been trying to lose weight for an extremely long time, your body's like, I'm good. I don't want to lose weight anymore. So you know what you need to do? You need to focus on building muscle and getting strong. Because chronic undereating downregulates your metabolism. There's a bunch of people who say, undereating, if you're undereating, you'll be losing fat because you're in a calorie deficit. But what they don't understand is that your metabolism adapts. So if you're chronically undereating, your metabolism will adapt, and that's a survival mechanism. Your body's doing what it's supposed to do. It wants you to survive, and so given the environment and what you're giving it, it's trying to adapt as best as possible to protect you. So, yes, you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight, but what a calorie deficit for you is might change. So anyway, undereating will downregulate your metabolism. Undereating, severe undereating, which is what most women tend to do because they think the less they eat, the better the results and the quicker the results they'll get, which is not true. That tends to lead to muscle loss. The less muscle you have, the slower your metabolism will be. And that's why, one, it makes it harder to maintain that weight loss. But two, once you do get down to that goal number, goal weight, or whatever, you don't look the way that you want to look. You don't look toned. You don't have muscle anymore. Undereating also increases your stress. And as I touched on in the last episode, stress doesn't make you store belly fat. What stress does is stress can downregulate your metabolism, downregulate other hormones, which will in turn downregulate your metabolism. And undereating can also cause hormone changes. It can fuck up your thyroid, fuck up your testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, all the hormones. So, if you've been dieting for an extremely long time, that is why you do not have that toned body you want, and that is why to get the toned body you want, you have to do the exact opposite of what you want to do. So, in order to get toned, as I touched on, you need to build muscle and lose body fat. Because most of the people that I work with have been chronically undereating, for them, going in a calorie deficit and reducing their calories even more is going to make their body scream at them. they're not eating enough nutrients to fuel their basal metabolic rate, their BMR. Most BMR for most women tends to be around 12 to 1500 calories. That means your body needs at least 12 to 1500 calories to function cognitively, physiologically, and activity level. That does not even take into account activity levels. So like if you strength train, if you exercise, your body needs a lot more than 1500 calories for the most part. So the real way to get toned is not to continue to undereat. It's to strength train and focus on building muscle for a period of time. If you've been chronically undereating for a decade, continuing to do that is not going to change the results that you have. What you'll need to do is go into a caloric surplus. Oh my God. Yes, you're going to have to eat more than you've been comfortable with. But the irony is that the amount that you're eating, that you will be eating, is not like going to be an obscene amount. So essentially, what you want to do is slowly, week over week, increase your calories by 50 to 100 a week while strength training and focusing on getting strong. If you're getting stronger in the gym, that means your body is building muscle. As a fair warning, when you increase your calories, your body will hold on to more water, so the scale will probably go up. But that's okay. Don't worry about it. Just focus on the process for 3 months. Get your calories to a sustainable place. 2,000 or more, I'd say, for most active women. And usually closer to 2,800 or more for active men, for the most part. Focus on getting strong, increasing your calories, making sure you're getting 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight, prioritizing your sleep. And as you're focusing on building muscle and getting strong, your metabolism will start to function better. So that small caloric surplus, that small little increase of calories, that's going to help you increase your metabolic rate. And because the increase is so small, your body will adapt to it. And that's the point, right? We don't want to put on an excessive amount of body fat. We don't want to increase our calories by 500 to 1,000 and just store a bunch of body fat. We want to slowly tell our body, hey, I want to start to eat more and fuel you properly and build a little bit of muscle so I can look toned. So here's a little bit more fuel. And the strength training is going to tell your body, hey, I need to build muscle to adapt to this thing. So increasing the calories and adding the strength training, that's going to put more muscle on your frame, which in turn will boost your metabolism. And in the long run, oftentimes, as shocking as this might be, people on a reverse diet, which is what I'm talking about, basically slowly increasing your calories over time, they tend to lose body fat because they're building muscle, boosting their metabolism. And then as they're building muscle, they're leaning out and they're reducing body fat. They tend to lose inches on their waist and lose body fat. And that's the goal. That's what you want. You want to build muscle and lose body fat. That's how you get that toned body that you want. But I don't want to underemphasize the importance of recovery. As type A women, type A individuals, most type A people overdo it. Really, you should be lifting weights 2 to 4 times a week. If you're doing 2 or 3 times a week, doing full body strength training session is perfect. If you're lifting 4 times a week, doing a split, like an upper lower a posterior anterior split is the way to go. Because your body needs to recover. In the gym, what you're doing is breaking down muscle tissue and telling your body, hey, I need to adapt to this. The muscle building process happens in the recovery. So it happens when you're sleeping. It happens when you're fueling yourself properly. It happens. It essentially doesn't happen in the gym. And that's what most people think. Most people think, oh, I'm working out and building muscle. It's like, no, when you're working out, you're actually breaking down muscle. And it's when you're sleeping and eating and on those rest days when your body is actually building the muscle. So here are some common red flags that you're probably undereating. You have very low energy. You have terrible sleep. You're constantly hungry. You've got cravings for things that you don't really enjoy eating. Your fat loss is stalled. You're not getting stronger in the gym. You have really poor recovery. So after a workout, you're sore for a couple days afterwards. And your mood is not great. You're very irritable. It could be one or all of these things. But essentially, to get toned, you need to fuel your body adequately. You need to build muscle. And then once you do a dedicated reverse diet / muscle building phase, that is when your calories are at least 2,000 or above, you can go into a fat loss phase and reveal that muscle that you've built to get that toned body that you'd like. So something else I didn't touch on, which I should have, is with food, what you put into your body is very important. And I always emphasize whole food options first, that you cook at home. Because, one, you know what you're putting in your body. 2, you can manage your calories better. And 3, whole foods are loaded with nutrients and vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And most people talk about macros a lot. I tend to be guilty of this as well. Is like I talk about protein and fiber and carbs and fats and whatever, but I don't really talk about the micronutrients a lot. And those are super important for your metabolism. So without getting into the weeds, essentially eat all the colors of the rainbow. So eat green fruits and vegetables, eat red fruits and vegetables, orange fruits and vegetables, blue fruits and vegetables, yellow fruits and vegetables, all the colors of the purple fruits and vegetables. Yeah. Eat all the colors of the rainbow and you'll pretty much cover the bases. And then with especially women who don't have a history of cardiovascular issues and who are in your menstrual cycle years, basically not in menopause, our body bleeds every month. So it's very, very important to make sure you're consuming enough iron. So many women are anemic, and the best source of iron is red meat. So eat your beef, venison, bison, lamb. They're super nutrient dense as well. And they're loaded with iron, which we tend to not eat enough of or have enough because we bleed every month. Oh, another red flag. If you do not have a menstrual cycle, you're probably undereating. And your hormones are probably fucked up because you're probably undereating. I mean, it could be stress in general, but another red flag. So, but the quality of the food that you put into your body matters. I'm not saying never go out to eat. I'm not saying don't enjoy a donut every now and again. But just for the most time, the majority of the time, 80% or more of the time, cook your foods at home and focus on whole foods. And also going to plug eggs. They're like nature's multivitamin. Like they're loaded with nutrients. So eat those too. Yeah, and another thing to focus on to help is try to fuel your body for performance, because fueling your body for performance will help increase your strength, which will help increase your muscle mass, which will help your metabolism and help you lose body fat and build muscle and get that toned body that you want. So remember that when you're thinking about this and like, oh fuck, I gotta eat more. Think about it like, hey, I get to eat more carbs. Hey, I get to eat more meat. And it's going to help get me the physique that I want. So next week, I'm actually doing a workshop called Why You're Probably Eating Too Little and How to Fix It. So if this episode resonated with you, the link is going to be in the show notes. So you can sign up for it there. It's free. You'll get an email with the Zoom link. It's on May 7th at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So yeah, if you're interested, sign up. You'll get the replay if you can't make it, but I'd love to see you there. And I'm going to talk about all this stuff, but in a lot more detail. And you'll have the ability to ask me questions, personal questions about what you should be focusing on. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. It means the world to me that you listen to me rant about random crap. So thank you. And if you enjoyed this podcast episode, you enjoyed listening to this podcast, if you could like, rate, subscribe, and share this with other people so I can help more people and get in front of more people to help. And if you're interested in coaching, I got info in the show notes too. That's not why I do these, but I'm available if you want to work with me. And the info is in the show notes. So anyway, thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.